telling us, Jesse Rogers, that is, Jesse Rozier. It's a bad take, Jesse.
And by the way, debuting that 1 hour from right now.
Jesse is saying that what he's hearing is that it's Houston or bust for Tyone. And Houston is, after an abysmal start, is back in it, leading that division. The Mariners have to be kicking themselves. I mean, they've blown a 10-game lead in less than a month. That's hard to do. But they've got all kinds of injuries, and they can't score. They traded for a Rosarena. It's another interesting piece of news is the Mariners kind of kicked things off yesterday with that deal. But Jesse's hearing it could be Houston or bust for Tyone. Would make sense.
Unless he says the Yankees swoop in.
Unless the Yankees swoop in.
That's his one caveat.
And like teams could be waiting out what happens with Crochet, right? Jesse sent some sound. Apparently Crochet talked to the media, but sort of refused to talk about the report that says he won't pitch in October for an acquiring team without getting an extension. So we'll see how all that goes. But yeah, there's already been one somewhat important deal with the Rosarena going, and then Zach Eflin got traded from the Rays to the Orioles. So maybe the Orioles are out on like sending a huge prospect package to Detroit for Skubal or the White Sox for Crochet. They figure we can give up one of our lesser prospects and still get Zach Eflin. They're awfully good.
He's an actor too, isn't he?
That's a Zach. What's his name? Efron. That's Zach Efron.
What'd you say?
Zach Eflin.
Oh,
well, that was a good one. Yeah.
That was like a year ago.
That was, yeah.
So you want what like in the Athletic today is what Mooney and Ken Rosenthal, it's three people. How do three people co-write an article, by the way? Chandler Rome, Ken Rosenthal, and Patrick Mooney.
They take turns writing graphs.
My turn, your turn.
You write the first one, I'll write the third one.
And they wrote that the Astros were very interested in him.
In Tyone?
Yes, in Tyone.
It's Tyone, isn't it?
Is it Tyone? I've never called him
Jonathan
Jameson Tyone.
Jameson Tyone.
Jameson Tyone. It's like Dion.
When he first came up,
I just say Tyone.
When he first came up, when he was a young Pirate, it was Tyone. Did that change?
Yeah, his pronunciation on Baseball Reference is Tyone.
Yeah, so Jameson Tyone. Anyway.
So it says taking on his prorated $18 million salary this season would push the Astros over the second luxury tax threshold. They're looking for someone to take on reliever Rafael Montero's disastrous 3-year, $34.5 million deal as part of a trade package. People with knowledge of their discussion said finding any club to absorb Montero's contract will be difficult. The Astros could make it more enticing by including a better group of prospects.
There you go.
But their depleted farm system has so few of those to begin with. Absent Montero, it is a legitimate question whether the Astros have the prospect capital to compete with other contenders in search of controllable starting pitchers like Tyone.
Yeah, it's hard when you go to like what have they been to seven straight ALCSs?
I thought they were dead too when they were at Wrigley Field. It was the one game I went to this year. I took Braxton.
Yeah.
And the Cubs swept, I think, the Astros.
Like they were like 11 games below 500, weren't they?
Oh yeah,
Remember?
it was they were awful. They looked terrible and like they weren't going to compete. And now there are only a few games. That division's
not been very good.
But still, they're above, struggled. They're above 500. They've salvaged their season. They're in first place again. But like it's funny if you look, the Cubs did sweep the Orioles. The Cubs swept the Astros.
That.
What did they do to the Dodgers at the beginning of the year?
They took 2 of 3.
2 of 3.
April, you peaked in April, Sylvie. You peaked in April. It's like peaking in high school. Yeah. The Cubs peaked in April. You know?
Well, I mean, but the Orioles was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, right?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That was impressive. You still peaked in April. All right, other news. The big news of the day in the world of sports is in the NFL. Tua gets the richest deal in Dolphin history. It's the richest AAV contract for a quarterback behind Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. It's kind of crazy. I like Tua. He's good. I think it's a little bit of a product of that system and the things around him. But this is just like you said it. I don't know why it has to be this way, but it's sure. Well, I guess I do know why it has to be this way. But when you're up and you're a quarterback, you're going to get the next biggest deal or something close to it. That's it. The quarterbacks are hard to find.
It doesn't
the
make
options
sense.
behind the starter are never very good. And he got 53. And coming up next is going to be Jordan Love getting 55 or 56. And then Dak's going to get 60. And that's the way it goes.
But it like I use the comp of starting pitching.
There's no in between anymore. You're right.
There's none, like NBA players. Like, I know there's a max deal anyway, but there are some super maxes and stuff like that. It's just like they give any free agent who happens to be good the most money in the NBA. Like, who would he be in the NBA?
Oh,
Tua.
boy.
Who is Tua in the NBA?
The 20th best player. The 25th best player. I don't know, right? I mean, where would Tua be? Has Tua appeared on the NFL's list of top 100? I know Keenan Allen's number 51.
I'm trying to think of who Tua's comp would be in the NBA.
Russell Westbrook.
Oh, no. Russell Westbrook, like, averaged
No,
to
now.
trickle.
Now.
Oh, now.
Tua's comp in the NBA is Grayson Allen.
No, he's not. I mean,
All right.
now you're going
Vote for two.
overboard.
Grayson Allen had a great year.
I mean, he's still.
All right. Okay. Let me work on it. This is on the fly, Sylvie.
Is he Paul George?
Oh,
No, he's not that good.
Stop it.
He's not.
Now
No.
you're
Well, what
getting
is
crazy.
Paul George? Paul George now is what, 25th in the NBA? 20th?
I was thinking more like Chris Middleton.
That's pretty
Okay.
good. That's pretty good.
That's right.
Not
So
bad, yeah.
would you ever make Chris Middleton the
No.
highest
No.
paid player in the NBA?
No.
Why
But-
are you just handing?
Because he's a quarterback.
Why are you handing Tua? Like, there's got to be some negotiation
Pop
here.
Tua, Sylvie. He's a quarterback.
Now, I will say Chris Middleton is making $38 million a year. So
Yeah, but that's not like Sylvie
maybe
said,
that's
not-
that's what the Dolphins should have paid
yeah.
Tua.
That's
Yes.
a great comp. Did you ask AI that, or
No,
did
I
you come
just-
up with that?
I was
pretty good.
looking at like leading scores in the NBA, and
Pretty good. Chris Middleton's a good comp.
When healthy, he's good. I think when Chris Middleton's healthy, maybe better.
yeah,
And I think they both have the injury issues.
but like Giannis is the reason you are
Yes.
interested in the Bucks. Tyreek Hill is the reason the Dolphins' offense is good.
Yeah.
Could even say like Jalen Waddle. Like maybe you have to go to someone who's a 3 on a team.
Listen, man, quarterbacks are different.
DeMar?
They're different.
Carl Anthony Towns.
No, Cat's better, don't you think?
It's not bad. I think that's not bad.
I don't know. I mean, I know Cat's got some deficiencies. Yeah, maybe that's pretty good. Maybe that's pretty
Pascal Siakam.
good.
Like a
No, I
number
think
two.
Siak-
I
I
feel
think
like it's-
I
Siakam's
feel like
better.
Siakam's better at this point. I kind of agree.
That's why I just think it's not.
Now let's come up
What
with
about-
NHL comps.
Yes.
No Draisaitl, I'll tell you that.
It's no Leon Draisaitl. All right. TNT sports analyst Charles Barkley, friend of the Waddle and
Yes.
Sylvie show, told The Athletic that he would listen to NBA partners ESPN, Disney, NBC, and Amazon if the remainder of his current 10-year contract with the cable network is not honored. TNT Sports lost out on the NBA in the league's recently announced 11-year, $76 billion rights agreement. My deal is 10 years, $210 million, Barkley told The Athletic. God bless him. TNT Sports has to come to me ASAP, and they have to guarantee my whole thing, or they can offer me a pay cut, which there is no chance of that happening, and I'll be a free agent.
I thought he was retiring. I thought he was retiring after this year.
I think Charles is.
I knew that was BS. So he's already saying
He's
that
already like, yeah, I'll listen. Because, I mean, is Charles not going to retire now?
I hope not. I
still
don't want
so
Charles to retire.
I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss that whole thing they have. I know we get one more year out of it. I've long been an admirer of what they do. I think that show has been the best studio sports show on television for a long time. I still think they're funny.
Oh, yeah.
I love the camaraderie between all of them. Even some of the new guys that they've weaved in over the years. Like, I think Jamal's terrific. Jamal Crawford, former Bull.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like I'll miss that if this is the end of the road. I just think that group together has been very, very good. And Charles is great. Charles and Shaq together are so good.
He's the best. And like originally, I thought Shaq ruined the chemistry. Now it's Shaq's perfect with all of them.
Okay, Kenny.
When they all start,
Ernie.
when they all start laughing
It's
too.
the best. they just still have so many funny moments together. They bust balls. It's just, you can tell they're on that set having fun. At least that's the way it has always appeared. And I'll miss that. I don't know how they're going to be able to piece together something that has been as good as that studio show across these various networks now. We'll see. All right, what else? I don't know. Well, that's about it for what I want to do. A Florida or Ohio coming up, Sylvie?
Yeah, and we may have
rather?
to. I have a story for you guys.
Oh, you do?
Because I think we'll have time on the other side for some fun stuff.
All right, you want to break then?
Yeah, so we can do that. And
right.
Florida, Ohio coming up next. I saw a lot of people were sending me a Florida story that was going around the internet the other day. And I love when people do that. And they send me, it was like something from the internet wins or something like that. I'll Google it and I'll share that with you. But I do have it's a story, another one that a fan sent me.
Right.
We'll do that after Florida, Ohio. It's all coming up next.
Waddle and Sylvie on Chicago's Home for Sports, ESPN Chicago.